a little bit about the man, Paul Trousdale.
Yes, Mr. Paul Trousdale. So he was a developer, and he and Edward Doheny were best friends. Edward Doheny owned the Greystone Mansion of the Doheny family. If you've seen the movie There Will Be Blood, it was loosely based on the Doheny family. So the Greystone Mansion, which is the gates of Trousdale, which is just a stone throw from where I am, was Edward Doheny's residence, and all of Trousdale was his hunting ground. So this was all of his backyard. He was best friends with Mr. Trousdale, and he said, hey, Paul, let's make some money here. Let's do a development. He subdivided all of the grounds, all of his hunting grounds, into something like 572 parcels, and that became Trousdale. Each and every street is named after either Paul Trousdale or Edward Doheny's family, friends, dogs. Chalet, we call it Chalet, but Chalet was named after his dog.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of cute stories. Like one was his sister, Alexis Place. There's a lot of, like our Alexis, there's a lot of personal touches to Trousdale. So Paul Trousdale obviously got to handpick whichever lot he wanted, and he chose this lot. So I'm at 1010 Hillcrest. This was chosen by Paul and Jean Trousdale. Now, another fun fact is the architect he commissioned was John Elgin Wolfe. John Elgin Wolfe is called the godfather of Hollywood Regency. And John Elgin Wolfe, if you know your architects, is he has a lot of character traits that he's famous for. One being the oval window, which we have here. He also does the Hollywood Regency roof. Love it or hate it. You know, people either love Hollywood Regency, or some people just don't respond to it. But if you do, this is the best of the best. This is a classic John Elgin Wolfe. So another fun fact is this is 1010 Trousdale. Edward Doheny said, I'm going to keep the Greystone Mansion, but I'm going to choose a couple other little parcels, maybe for family or whatever. And Edward Doheny chose another lot at 1835 Loma Vista, which was also built by John Elgin Wolfe. So it was like the three of them, that they were like a little pack. John Elgin Wolfe's last home to ever be built was Mr. Doheny, Edward Doheny's, on 1835 Loma Vista. So here I am. I'm going to flip the camera. I hope this doesn't affect anything, because I just want to show you. We are a minute from sunset. So this is called Lower Hillcrest, which is so valuable because you've got this incredible view. Check this out, if you can see this.
And I'm showing the view at night.
Doug Fagel, wasn't Doheny gay? You are not. Was he? Doug.
It was rumored, but that the man who killed him was his lover, a secret lover.
Like a disgruntled lover or something.
Yeah,
right?
But that, and they kind of, it's rumored, Douglas, but I don't know if we can say that so much. Back in the day, there was no recording. Look at that view, and then this is the view at night. I love how circular the lot is. I'm gonna veer out here. Tell me if it gets foggy or
you're
playing with fire.
Okay. Let me go back. I wanted to just show you something. Stay right there, you guys. Check this out. I'm going to zoom in. You see that house?
Yes.
That's the Katzenberg Estate. That is the Jeffrey Katzenberg Estate, which many, many years ago, almost 10 years ago, he bought that plot of land. That's Loma Vista. It's up a private driveway, and it comes out on a promontory. Sandy Gallen built that house with Howard Backett. It's very cool.
Wow,
anyway, let's come back. I divert when I get in Trousdale. I get excited.
Zoom back out. I love it, though.
Okay.
Look at the wood paneling in this house is all original and perfection.
This wood paneling, you mean?
Yes, that's the wood paneling.
Isn't that fabulous?
It's just, this is what people are buying right now. Like, aren't you seeing that in the market, Rayni? Aren't you seeing people say, I don't want a modern box, I want history now?
Look at these. Yes, Alex, you are correct. People want pedigree. They want they want architectural significance. They want warmth. You know, it's like buying a Picasso or buying a beautiful piece of art, and you want, you know, you want to know who the previous owners were. That's what you want to know. This home was owned by two people. It was owned by Jean and Paul Trousdale, who commissioned their John Elgin Wolff to build it for them. And then it was sold to Norman Perlmutter and the famous designer Donna Livingston, who was his wife. Donna Livingston restored this to the perfection that it is now.
It is.
And then my clients bought it. It is. But so like where you're looking right now, that is the study, the den. That also has a full bathroom, so that could be another bedroom. The thing about this house is it's a jewel box. You know how we say jewel box? And this really is the definition of a jewel box, because it's not that big. It's a perfect small family or couple's home. It's really a collector's home. And the people that own this are big art collectors, and, you know, they have the best of everything. So,
and audience, we're going to have you guess the price, and we're going to play a little history game in a second. So be sure to be paying attention to all of Rayni's tips and tidbits. Rayni, what would you do with the, did I say tits? Tips and tidbits. What would you keep the curtains? What would you do if this was your purchase? How would you reimagine this house?
I love that question, because this does need a bit of reimagining just to bring it up to modern speed. But like you said, the wood paneling, the parquet floors. Let me see if I can show you these. These are original parquet, solid wood. You know, now you see a lot of this herringbone floor, but this is the real solid deal. I'm going to see if I can get you over here a little bit. You can see like the heavy curtains, and, you know, some of the touches like this are a little bit more dated. So what I would do is I would take some of this down. Like I would take, like you said, the heavy curtains, and I would lighten it up, but I would still keep all of this beautiful original splendor.
And I wouldn't paint it white. People would paint it white. I would keep it wood.
I would
too. Would you keep the marble columns, Rayni?
I would keep the marble columns simply because they are John Wolff original. Now, I believe from looking in the book that the original pictures of this house that John Elgin Wolff had these columns white. And I believe that the gilded and the marble came from Donna Livingston. We can actually get Donna on the show if you'd ever like. She's a fabulous designer, and she's been really forthcoming with a lot of information, and because she did this entire home. My clients bought this from Donna and Norman Perlmutter, who were the owners, and they never changed anything. I mean, look at this. These are the original floors.
Yes, go slower, because you're doing your own tour.
Oh, sorry.
And I do remember that we toured this house with Soho House. You gave some members a private tour, but that was it. The cove lighting was
look at that
stunning in this house, and all original.
That's one of his. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's one of his circular ovals, which John Elgin Wolff. Look him up. WOOLF. The godfather of Hollywood Regency. That was one of the things he was known for.
Wow.
And look at these. Everything, like the quality.
The door handles. So what year was it? What year was it built?
Well, this was originally built in 1953. And then it was restored by Donna Livingston and Norm Perlmutter. Look at this. And this is where you're sitting. I believe. Yeah, I believe they did this in the early 2000s.
All right. Turn the camera back on your face, and let's go through some of these pictures. We want to ask you guys a little bit. We want you to guess the price of this historic architecture home. It is 3 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 5,592 square feet.
Yes.
Built in 1953. You have your own private driveway. And wasn't there a guest house, if I remember correctly?
There is a guest house. So when most importantly, you come up probably, what is it, like a 500-foot driveway?
Yes,
and
I
guess
have it
what?
here.
Okay, so that driveway was shared with Jennifer Aniston at 1004 Hillcrest, which recently, not recently, it's been a while now. What's it been, like 6 years or 7 years, sold to Bill Gross of Pimco. And that was one of the things that sort of turned Trousdale to the 3,000 a foot neighborhood.
There you go. Is that the average now, 3,000?
Well, it depends. If you have a view like this, then you can fetch 3,000 a foot. If you have a side view, you can, it's about 2,000, anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 a foot. It just depends on your positioning.
Well, we have a winner, Miss Fatima Malik, for $32 million. Very Wolf, she says. That is the correct price. It is listed currently for $31.9 million, and it's on the market right now. Yeah. Rayni, we're just going to have a seat because I want to jump and play a fun game with you.
Okay.
And then we'll come back.
I'm seated.
Oh, you are seated. And then we'll come back to some Trousdale history. This game I made just for you, and it's called Face Off.
Okay.
And this is where we wanted to just see what would Rayni look like if she was Rihanna.
Ooh.
And here she is, folks. Rayni as Rihanna, serving Rihanna realness.
Oh my God. I love it.
I love you. I love your umbrella look and your look. You look amazing.
Wow.
Thought, this is fun. Let's see what, your daughter Viviana loves Taylor Swift. Let's see what Viviana would look like as Taylor Swift. Here she is. She's amazing. She looks just like her. She's also a ballerina like Taylor Swift. Isn't that crazy how real it is? It's so cute.
That's crazy.
And last but not least, we have your husband, Brandon Williams, as Vin Diesel, giving us Vin Diesel realness. I mean, this is
that's wild. That looks just like Brandon. That's crazy.
I'm dying. I love this. It's an app my friend showed me, and I was like, I have to do this for Rayni. But my favorite she's my runner-up. My favorite has to be you as Rihanna. I mean, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. Okay, now let's hop over. That was Face Off. Thank you so much, Rihanna. Let's head over to our game today, which is all about Paul Trousdale. And, he's the godfather. So today we're going to play Trousdale or False.
Ooh, that's cute.
You guys are going to answer questions about Paul Trousdale and this property. And whoever gets it correct first who gets the most answers correct will win Everyday Essence, a skincare me and Rayni both use. Here we are. Trousdale or False? The house was built in 1959. If you've watched the show, we've covered all of these during the show. Audience, was the house built in 1959? Trousdale or False? Rayni, tell us, when was the Trousdale neighborhood first plotted?
Around 1950, 1951, right around there. And then this particular house, do you want to tell them? Are they guessing?
Is it Trousdale or False, Rayni? The house was built in 1959.
False.
No, that is Trousdale. When did you think? Maybe I'm wrong. When was the house built?
But this house was built in 1953.
Oh.
So.
Production got it wrong. Next answer. Trousdale or False? It was designed by architect to the star Paul R. Williams.
False.
Anyone? We're not going to count that first round because my production got it wrong. Trousdale or False?
False.
We have a hand. You say false. You say false. Kirk is correct. It's false. It was designed by architect John Elgin Wolfe. And he was known for coves and circular. What else was he known for?
He's the godfather of Hollywood Regency. So if you like Hollywood Regency and glamour, he was your guy. Yes.
Trousdale or False? The property shared a driveway with Jennifer Aniston.
True.
You're supposed to give the audience time to answer. Yes.
I can't see. You have my answers are pinned. I can't see them. Can you?
Oh, your answers are pinned? Oh, you have a
I
pinned
can't see
comment?
what anybody's saying.
Oh, well, give me a second. And it is it Trousdale or false? The property was shared. Martin Realty is correct. It is Trousdale. The Friendstar former home shares the driveway.
That's right.
I love that. What do you call that? An easement?
Yes.
Trousdale or false? Paul Trousdale lived in the house for 10 years. Rayni, wait. Trousdale or false? Audience section. Did he live in the house for 10 years and then move? Trousdale or false?
Will you unpin my followers here?
The girls have to on the other side. I
want to see what people are saying.
It's Matthew Fenton's
like
waving. Laura Cadover says true. True. Trousdale or false, people? Everyday Essence says true. Nick says thinking. You've sold over $1 billion in real estate in this neighborhood alone. What do you love about Trousdale, Rayni?
Who asked that?
I'm just asking.
Oh, I was like, well, I'd love to see, but you have me pinned. Just kidding. What I want to tell you really quickly, I'll tell you in 2 seconds. I started in this business. I was 25 years old. I was told to pick a target neighborhood. In 2006, I chose Trousdale, and it was not anything near what it is now. And I couldn't even afford a gym membership. So I would park at the end and huff up the streets and write down addresses and then call on them, because my goal was to turn Trousdale into the next Bird Streets. Because at that time, you know, Leo had just moved to the Bird Streets. The Bird Streets were cool. All the celebrities wanted to be there. They had the views. But I'm like, this is Beverly Hills, wide streets. Yeah. Nobody can block your view in Trousdale. And it's Beverly Hills. It's the pride of Beverly Hills. It's so clean and beautiful. So I slowly started moving anybody that would listen to me into Trousdale. I even got branded on Trousdale.
Yeah.
And then, so what I love about Trousdale is all of the things that I mentioned. It's Beverly Hills Police, School, Fire. If you call the police in Beverly Hills, they're here in 2 seconds, literally. It's only 3 parallel streets within, you know, the streets that go off of it. So you can connect to all of Trousdale through the back streets. When you live here, you know the back streets. And there's not that many houses here. I think it's beautiful. I think the views being 14 feet that your neighbors can never go higher than protects your view. You don't have that anywhere in the city.
It protects your view.
There's no power lines.
Oh my God, I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
Now I see it. Yeah, there's no power lines. True or false? Paul Trousdale lived there in the house for 10 years. It is false. Trousdale lived in the house for 40 years.
But you guys, that's not true. I have to tell you the truth. Everyone's going to be disappointed.
What?
Only Gene lived here. Get this. You're not going to believe it. It's so sad. Paul never got to live here. He died right before they were supposed to move in. So Gene Trousdale lived here alone
for 40 years. Oh my God, herself. So sad.
Yeah.
What year did he die?
Like, the year that she was moving in, I'd have to read. I don't want to throw out a date because I don't know. But you got to live
in his creation and like honor his memory. That's really
sweet.
Trousdale or false? Trousdale Construction built more than 50,000 homes in Southern California. This is a curveball. Trousdale or false? Comment section. Comment section. It is false. Kirk said true. He actually built over 25,000 homes, which in that time was a lot. True or false? Paul Trousdale finished college at USC and then went into development. He got a degree from USC and then went into development. True or false? We're saying that he finished college. Comment section. Comment section. Vin Bouvier got 20. He's weighing in with 24,000. I love this story. The correct answer is false. He only finished 1 year. And then he started working in sales, cars, clothes, auto parts, even gum, before deciding he wanted to go bigger by selling homes instead, and he founded the Trousdale Construction Company in 1946. His story reminds me a lot of another person named Brandon Williams, who went into sales.
Oh my God, I was going to say that.
Clothes. He sold furs on the side of the street with his dad. He did everything and then went into real estate. So a good salesman always. Trousdale or false, in 1954, Trousdale purchased the 410-acre Doheny Estate east of Greystone Mansion. Like the land. Trousdale or false?
Me?
Comment section.
Oh.
You can answer as well.
I'm not allowed to answer anything.
No, you can. You can, Aunt Rayni. Is that Trousdale or false?
Well, I thought that it was 572 parcels. So I'm going to say false, but it's probably true. I think it's probably true, right?
Trousdale, this is because of the famed estates. This became the famed Trousdale Estates, and a number of architects designed homes in the development, including Wallace Neff, John Inglewolf, A. Quincy Jones, which Rayni all mentioned, Paul R. Williams, Hal Levitt, and Cliff May, and others.
And Jack Charney.
And Jack Charney. That is our game, Trousdale or false. Rayni, let's go back to the history of Trousdale and why you love it so much. What this property you've had, and what are you doing to let people know about the pedigree of this property? Like when you walk them through, how do you show a house that has such history?
Well, you know, the truth is this home attracts the collectors. So like our clients that bought it in, I believe, 2011 or 2012, our clients came from Palm Beach, and they were New Yorkers, and they are, like I said, they were really extraordinary collectors of all things. She had the most amazing Bulgari and Hermes collection that I've ever seen. They had exquisite art. The husband was a car collector. They were just a really amazing family. And now it's owned by their son, who's our dear friend. And also he's an amazing collector of all fine things. From wine, their wine cellar has, you know, millions of dollars worth of wine in it. The finest of the fine. I don't even know, you know, half of these wines. Maybe a connoisseur out there would. But I would tell you that this home attracts the collectors. So the people that have come to see this have all been, you know, people that know what they're looking at. They know the architect. They know the pedigree of the home. So we've advertised it and kind of pushed it out there discreetly because it's a very specific buyer.
Yes, I agree. And we saw it recently on Variety. Variety covered it because of the history and because of the Trousdale connection, and also because it is the best property in Trousdale. So that is 1010 Trousdale, and it's for $31.9 million. You guys guessed the price. I don't think we had any winners on that game. That was a little hard. Trousdale. You have to show your family my face-offs.
I'm going to show them. It's so cute. Viviana's going to love it.
Yes. On your way out, here's Viviana as Taylor Swift. Rayni, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And we have to hop off because you have an interview in 2 minutes.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Thanks for joining Real Talk and giving us a live tour. Bye, Rayni.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining Real Talk. Tomorrow on the show, we've got the Prince of Montauk. We're going to go to the Hamptons and learn a little bit about that market. And then Thursday is Tomer. Next week, we've got an amazing lineup again with live tours and big real estate celebrities. So tune in again at 11:11. And thank you again for keeping it Real Talk. Bye-bye.